guys, I wasn't planning on reacting to any crime today on July 4th, but unfortunately crime exists, and this was actually an ad on my... Oh, sorry, I just fucking... earthquake. This was actually an ad on my phone.
A shocking scene in a courtroom in Milton today. 2 women from Burlington were sent to life in prison.
They'd been convicted of the horrific murder of a boy who was tortured and starved in their care, and for torturing his younger brother. But there were gasps in the courtroom when the 2 women spoke out. Al Sweeney was there.
Two low-life piece of shit, ugly ass, fucking no heart women look like. You know, I'm sure, no offense, but I'm sure they're chopped. I'm sure their butt hurt.
And joins us live to tell us what happened. Al.
Matt, people couldn't believe what they were hearing in court today when the convicted women spoke. One person called it sickening, but the brother of the boy who died also spoke out and said justice has been done. Outside the Milton courthouse, a 14-year-old whose image has been blurred and voice altered to protect his identity talked about what happened when he and his brother were living with 2 women who wanted...
Motherfucker, it's always the fucking ugly-ass bitches, bro. It's always the butt-hurt, ugly-ass bitches. Boom, she looks like a goblin. Boom, she looks like she got the syndrome. Like,
to adopt them. Brandy Cooney and Becky Hamber in Burlington in 2022.
It's good that they got what they deserved and got sentenced to life in prison.
That's a 14-year-old boy?
So, that's good.
Evidence of the...
Wait. They said that's a 14-year-old boy.
We're living with protect his identity. 14-year-old whose image has been blurred and voice altered to protect his identity talked about what happened. Cooney.
They deserved and got sentenced to life in prison.
He grew up fast after that shit, bro. He's got a really very deep voice though for a 14-year-old.
That's good.
Evidence of the trial showed the 2 boys were kept out of school, abused, with food restricted, isolated in a basement with exercise as punishment, and made to wear jumpsuits with zip ties keeping them on.
It's like that 8 Passengers family. Like, the 2 girls, Jodie and I forgot the other bitch's name, but, you know, they started probably being lesbian. I don't fucking know, but this couple, they look like they're lesbian. It looks to seem that they were lesbians who adopted boys. That's my best guess. And hey, that's fine. You know, if you're gay and you're gonna adopt a kid, just fucking take care of him. Like, you know, gay dudes, they adopt a son, and, you know, the son grows up fine most of the time, you know, and he likes girls. They don't force it on him. If you force any pride shit onto a kid, you're a fucking weirdo. Just know that.
Brandy Cooney and evidence of the trial showed the 2 boys were kept out of school, abused, with food restricted, isolated, with zip ties keeping them on. In court today, one of the women, Becky Hamber, said to the surviving boy, "None of my words and actions were ever meant to harm you in any way.
That's what they all say.
And I did this out of love, never hate."
That's what they all say. That's how I raised my kid. That's how I raise them. They just don't know how I raised them. Like, no. Go, like, rotten hell, honestly. Enjoy life.
Brandy Cooney suggested this is a wrongful conviction and a political bureaucracy nightmare. But the judge sent them to prison. The judge gave the 2 women the maximum sentence possible. Life in prison with no parole for 25 years, as required by the law, but also 10 years in jail for their treatment of the surviving child. In court, the natural mother of the 2 boys said the pain of losing her son follows her every moment of her life and is difficult beyond words. Sarah Biasetti of St. Paul's School, where the boys went for a time, told the court staff at the school are still traumatized by what happened and the lack of help for the boys in the face of numerous failures in the system.
We knew that they were being confined. I was told by the younger brother that his older brother was confined in his bedroom downstairs. I made calls to CAS. We were fighting to get these kids the help that they needed and that for CAS to go in and do something.
Carmelo Alfano and Kathy Wilson say they were neighbors with the boys in Burlington, but moved away because of what they saw. like the women yelling and screaming at the boys.
Many of us have been left with nightmares, distressing thoughts, deep regret and guilt, thinking that we could have done more. I will say that through the trial, we've come to learn that this was a huge failure of the state in not acting when they were warned by many people about what was happening.
Carmelo says a GoFundMe page is going to be set up to help the surviving boy get an education.
We want to give him a chance. This poor kid got taken everything away from him. It was, you feel for the kid. You feel for the kid, and he didn't deserve any of this at all, right?
While a lawyer for Becky Hamber was distressed by the case.
The one thing you hope for is that
Gross.
the victims of this offense and this crime are able to do the best they can to repair themselves and move forward.
Yes.
And that particularly includes the young boy.
And the surviving brother says they should have been protected from the women.
I think there should be better checks on families.
Absolutely.
Happened to me. They should more frequent checks on kids.
Absolutely.
An indigenous spiritual ceremony, a smudging, was held in the courtroom before the sentencing was passed today. But with the boys having an indigenous background, indigenous leaders say this case shows the failures in Canada's systems. The defense lawyer isn't saying whether or not there will be an appeal.
Appeal? Go fuck yourself. Yeah, see, I wasn't planning on reacting to any crime, but it popped up an ad on my phone, and it's just disgusting to see. I know there's a lot of people out there who, are adopted kids, and their parents are lovely. Their parents are great. Their parents take care of them. Their parents really love them, and that's amazing. But there's also a handful of them who, get abused. So if you or anybody is being abused, speak up. Call somebody, text someone, and just God bless you. It's just sick. The shit's sick.